There's something about a vintage rustic bathroom that just feels like stepping into a cozy retreat. It's that perfect blend of old world charm and natural warmth that makes a space feel inviting, lived in, and full of character. Whether you're working with a small powder room or a large master bath, incorporating rustic vintage elements can transform your bathroom into a timeless sanctuary that you'll love spending time in. The heart of any vintage rustic bathroom lies in the materials. Wood, stone, and metal are the go-to elements that instantly give a space that well-worn, aged feel. Reclaimed wood is a fantastic option for vanities, shelving, or even accent walls. The beauty of reclaimed wood is that every piece has its own history, knots, imperfections, and a weathered patina that tells a story. Paired with an old farmhouse-style sink or a clawfoot tub, it creates the perfect rustic vibe without feeling forced. Speaking of clawfoot tubs, they're practically a must-have for anyone going for a vintage aesthetic. Nothing screams old-world charm quite like a deep soaking tub with elegant, curved feet. Whether you go for a classic white tub or a bold, painted exterior, it instantly becomes the focal point of the bathroom. Pairing it with an old-school faucet and a hand shower attachment just enhances the nostalgia factor. Another way to bring that rustic feel into the bathroom is through your choice of tiles. Subway tiles are a classic choice, especially in white or muted tones. But if you want something with a little more texture, handmade or distressed tiles add a beautiful imperfection to the space. Natural stone, such as slate or travertine, also works wonders for flooring or shower walls. It brings in an organic, earthy touch that complements vintage fixtures and wood elements perfectly. Lighting plays a big role in setting the mood, and in a vintage rustic bathroom, it's all about warm, soft illumination. Sconces with an antique brass or oil-rubbed bronze finish instantly transport the space to another era. Pendant lights with frosted glass or exposed Edison bulbs add that old-world charm while still being functional. If you're lucky enough to have a window in your bathroom, maximize the natural light. There's nothing quite like sunlight filtering through sheer linen curtains to create a soft, romantic atmosphere. The vanity is another opportunity to bring in vintage rustic elements. A repurposed dresser or a salvaged workbench can be transformed into a one-of-a-kind vanity with a little creativity. Adding a vessel sink or an apron front farmhouse sink can elevate the vintage charm even further. Open shelving underneath, with neatly arranged woven baskets for storage, keeps the space feeling airy while still being practical. Mirrors are an easy way to reinforce the vintage aesthetic. An ornate, gold-framed mirror can add a touch of elegance, while a distressed wood-framed mirror keeps things more rustic and grounded. If you can find an antique mirror with a slightly aged or weathered finish, even better. The imperfections in the glass just add to the charm. When it comes to fixtures and hardware, vintage-style faucets and shower heads with cross handles or porcelain accents make all the difference. Matte black, antique brass, or oil-rubbed bronze finishes work beautifully in a rustic bathroom, adding a touch of history to an otherwise modern space. Even the smallest details, like towel hooks, drawer pulls, and toilet paper holders, can make a big impact when chosen with a vintage aesthetic in mind. Decor is where you can really have fun. Framed vintage prints, old apothecary bottles, and antique-style soap dispensers can add subtle but meaningful touches. A small wooden stool next to the tub, a woven laundry basket, or a vintage rug can bring warmth and texture into the space. Plants also work wonders in a rustic bathroom. Trailing ivy, ferns, or even a vase of fresh eucalyptus can add a refreshing pop of greenery that contrasts beautifully with wood and metal elements. One of the most overlooked aspects of a vintage rustic bathroom is the scent. Scent plays a huge role in creating an atmosphere, so incorporating candles, essential oil diffusers, or even a bundle of dried lavender can make the space feel even more inviting. Scents like sandalwood, cedar, or vanilla work especially well with the warm, natural elements of a rustic space. Storage is another key factor in making a rustic bathroom work. Instead of plastic bins or modern organizers, opt for vintage crates, wooden boxes, or repurposed glass jars for storing cotton balls, bath salts, or extra towels. Wall-mounted open shelving can also provide additional storage while keeping everything within reach. A vintage rustic bathroom is about more than just aesthetics. It's about creating a space that feels timeless, peaceful, and a little bit nostalgic. It's a place where you can escape from the modern world, soak in a warm bath, and just unwind. Whether you go all out with reclaimed materials and antique finds or simply add a few rustic touches here and there, the result is a bathroom that feels cozy, inviting, and full of history.